Hey guys, I just want to make a video, maybe recap the season a bit, the one that I just experienced. This is the last game I played in the current season on Absol. And yeah, it's been quite an interesting season. Not much I feel like has changed from the one before, but I do feel like the games were even lower quality than before, and I can't say I was too happy with how the season in general went away with, and yeah, I really hope the next one has a few more changes and does feel a bit more different. I ended the season with a win rate of 60.6% and 1,547 all solo queue games, so quite happy with that. I think being 60% is quite good in those many games. This game already started off great as well. My Greninja wanted to go jungle and then decided not to go jungle, so I took over the jungle as well. But yeah, in general, I think that season had a lot of ups and downs. I actually reached the highest points I ever had in solo queue as well, but I also felt like I was at some point just stuck and I just couldn't climb, and games felt absolutely difficult to play. One of the positive things about the season is I pretty much never played against a 5-man stack compared to other seasons before, where it happened much more often. I think this entire season I might have played in these 1,500 games against like 2 or 3 5-man stacks, which, you know, that is quite nice. I'm very happy I didn't have to face those anymore as a solo queue player, and those felt for sure much nicer. The biggest issue that I had this season is just, I feel like there were so many master players again that just were not supposed to be master players, right? And the match quality just, the higher I got in rank, the lower the match quality got. Because the higher I actually got in my solo queue points, the lower my the lower rank my opponents were to match out my MMR. And honestly, the biggest issue, so I still had a problem with premates in this season. So what happened is, whenever there was a duo queue or triple queue, they pretty much always play against each other, right? A duo queue always plays against a duo queue, a triple queue pretty much always faces a triple queue, or a triple queue faces 2 duo queues. And in those scenarios, I actually just got screwed. Like, because I was a high solo queue rank player, I pretty much had no choice but get the lower rank duo queue to match out my solo queue rank, which pretty much always happened. So whenever there was like premates in the game, which you can tell quite easily, it's actually a way of telling, or kind of telling what rank people are. So the way the loading screen is, it actually goes from highest rank to lowest rank, but if you have a duo queue, they will be in front of you. Duo queues will always be first, or triple queue will be first, and then the highest point guy will be right after those. So it means that if I'm like in the 3rd position, there's a high chance that my first 2 ones are a duo queue. That's how you can kind of tell if you have premates in the game. And this game was also quite weird. This was again my last game of the season, and we just kind of snowballed this game so hard with Jungle Absol. Not sure what the Emmy Squirtle was doing either. And yeah. And there's another problem I had this season. I feel like this ranked mode really needs bans at this point, right? I really hope they introduce bans at some point, because this entire Duraludon meta, or the super meta, was such a pain now. It was pretty much always, when Duraludon got released, which team had Duraludon, they just won. Which team now has Super, they pretty much just win 90% of the time as well, I feel like. Hooper is so crazy, and not having a Hooper just feels absolutely, just as I'm about to kill a Hooper, just feels so unfair. Like, Hooper is so broken. So I really wish they hopefully add a ban system at some point, so we can decide, you know, if characters don't get balanced fast enough, we can start to decide to ban them and get rid of those Pokemon without any issues. So that's like kind of like a ranked wish list. Of course, I feel like a draft would maybe be a bit too long for this game when it comes to ranked mode, but I think bans is something I can easily do, right? Like ranks, bans, like let's say the highest point guy of each team bans 1 or 2 Pokemon, and that's totally fine, right? That's all we want, that's all I'm asking for. Don't think that's too much to be asking for. And yeah, because the ranked mode, again, you can kind of decide, like, if the company screws up balancing of a Pokemon, it's in the player's hands to make sure that this Pokemon doesn't get played until it gets balanced, right? Overall, as well, my Pokemon, my most played Pokemon will show right here. My 3 most played Pokemon were Absol, 193 games with 66% win rate. We have a Gardevoir, second. Actually, very unusual solo queue Pokemon, right? Absol, Gardevoir, Gengar, or like Pokemon that people consider bad are my most played Pokemon. A lot of this was also a lot of lane Gardevoir. I mainly played lane Gardevoir. Like 80% of those games are probably lane Gardevoir, and the other percent are jungle. And we also have a lot of Gengar games. So these are my 3 most played Pokemon. Fun fact, my highest win rate Pokemon when it comes to a lot of games is Ninetales with 71% win rate in 71 games. And there's a lot of people that say this character doesn't deserve a nerf. It deserves a nerf. Let's see how much it gets nerfed tomorrow as well. Veil is actually getting a nerf. Let's see how much that has an effect. Then we have Sylveon with 72% rate in 50 games. And Cinderace with 37 games and 89% win rate. Those are my top scorers. And then my lowest win rate, Serena. This character I was just so cursed on. I think you guys have seen my Serena. I think I'm really proud of my Serena. I think I play it quite well, but I just can't win games with it. You know, you saw the video a few days ago, 135,000 damage and I lost. And we have 39% win rate in 38 games, which is just, I don't know. Nothing very too fun. And yeah, thank you guys for watching all my videos this season. And I really appreciate it. Obviously, I'm really looking forward to the next one, and I hope there's going to be some more changes. There's something like a draft mode is teased, right? There's a draft mode that's teased, but we have no idea if that's actually, you know, just some random things or not. And yeah, I'm gonna play the entire new season tomorrow as well on my Twitch channel. If you want to check it out, I will be live all day. I will try to speedrun to master rank as fast as I can and see how fast I can actually do it. Last time I did something a bit different. This time I just want to see if I can get maybe a high rank on the ladder as fast as possible and see how much I can climb very fast and see if the matchmaking has changed or something, which probably hasn't. I'm also curious about the balance patch, obviously. And yeah. How do you guys feel about the duration of rank modes, by the way, or like the season duration? It's around like above like 2 months now, 2.5 months, right? A ranked season. I think that's pretty reasonable for like a mobile game. Like League of Legends, as an example, has 1 year seasons, right? Which is insanely long. So I think 2.5 seasons is quite nice, always with the new Battle Pass coming out. I think it makes a lot of sense. But I really just wish they would change the ranking system a bit and actually filter out a bit more stuff. This game is actually insane. I'm level 40 now. It's look how much damage I'm doing. Absolutely insane. I think Absol is such an underrated character. People just don't really understand how the character works necessarily. But man, this character is insane. I think here comes nice outplay, 2000 crit. Now we outplay the Talonflame. Actually, just Night Slash back to these red buffs to heal. I sucker punch him, I double heal again, and we take him down. This was such a crazy Absol game. But again, I feel like I'm sometimes not challenged enough, right? This is what I've noticed this entire season. And something that really annoys me is that I feel like I lose games against players I should never lose to. Just because of how the game works. If that makes sense to say. Like, it feels so unfair to lose sometimes. I'm stomping them the entire game. Timmy on the other team doesn't even know what he's doing. But he's still somehow winning the game. Because something happened late game, they get Zapdos and the game is over. I feel like a lot of games do get decided by the worst player on both teams, right? Or by like which team has more worst players. And I feel like sometimes I'm just not challenged enough because there's just like no show of how skillful someone actually is. I feel like it's very hard to tell. The ranking system doesn't really tell you which player is good and which isn't, because you can obviously climb very high with a negative win rate, right? Sometimes I feel like I'm not challenged enough. And I really wish there's something, you know, like in rank, maybe a buff master that maybe has a bit of longer queue time, not too much. So of course the queue time can't be too long, otherwise people lose interest. But first, like maybe a rank buff master that, you know, for solo queue as well, where I can play against players that are actually high rank and we can have more high quality matches per day. That would make me very happy. But yeah, probably not gonna happen. But again, it's not really necessary either. I just wish sometimes I was a bit more challenged. Like I don't want to feel like I need to drag 4 sacks of potatoes around to the finish line. Like, and I have to kill 5 sacks of potatoes on the enemy team, you know? That's just sometimes not fun. Like, steamrolling is fun, of course, and killing your opponents over again is fun. But also sometimes it's just like, where's the resistance? I really wish I was a bit more challenged. But doesn't matter what, the game is still very fun. I really, really like this game. I really hope it has a chance. And I just hope they don't screw it up. I just hope they don't screw it up. And it's not just like a short project of them. So, yeah. Because I really do enjoy this game a lot, and of course we all want this game to succeed. I think we're all having fun playing this game. Obviously me as a content creator, I obviously want to make a living of it as well. And I love mobile games a lot, so yeah. Here's the last team fight of the game. My last team fight of this ranked season. And we just go in, sucker punch, bam bam bam, unite move, just obliterate them insanely hard. I was like, is this game still losable? Also sometimes I feel like I've noticed this the ranked season a lot in this ranked season, where winning sometimes doesn't feel fun. Have you guys ever felt that where like you're winning the game, but it just didn't feel satisfying? Because the way Zapdos works, it's just like you were losing the entire game and suddenly, yeah, this guy just got a lucky Zapdos steal and you still win. Or I mean, you lose as well. Like this goes both ways. But I feel like it just feels very unsatisfying sometimes to win in this game. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's one thing I wanted to talk about. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We did sadly end up under 2022 points, but yeah, we tried our best. And this was a nice 18k game to finish off the season. Oh, my favorite character, Absol. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video.